The ZOLL AED Plus. Not all AEDs are created equal. All ZOLL AEDs are equipped with real CPR help technology that empowers rescuers with the tools necessary to provide high-quality CPR. The ZOLL AED Plus includes proven, one-of-a-kind, life-saving technologies. These technologies have been shown to improve the quality of CPR being performed, and as a result, increase cardiac arrest survival rates. In a moment, we will be demonstrating some of the features of the AED Plus. But first, I'd like to discuss why having an AED that supports high-quality CPR is so important in a cardiac arrest emergency. Why should you consider having an AED in your facility? Because statistically, having an AED can improve cardiac arrest survival by as much as 5 times. Why does having an AED available increase survival so drastically? Time. To a cardiac arrest victim, time is critical. To give them best possible chances for survival, they should receive high-quality CPR along with a defibrillating shock from an AED as soon as possible. CPR should begin immediately, and a shock should be delivered within the first 3 to 4 minutes from collapse. For every minute that passes, chances of survival diminish by about 10%. After 10 minutes have passed without care, chances of survival are nearly zero. Emergency services response times average about 7 minutes or more. Consequently, when no AED is immediately available, cardiac arrest results in survival rates of only about 5 to 10%. Having an AED on site enables lay rescuers to respond faster and improves those chances to around 24%. As mentioned earlier, cardiac arrest victims require a shock from an AED along with high-quality CPR as soon as possible. Why is CPR so important? In a cardiac arrest, an AED will only advise a shock about 50% of the time. Nearly 100% of cardiac arrest victims will require high-quality CPR. High-quality CPR moves oxygenated blood to the heart. It also evacuates blood from a distended heart. Providing a struggling heart with oxygenated blood and evacuating blood from it can help increase shock effectiveness when a shock is advised. It can also result in the presentation of a shockable rhythm on the next analysis, when the previous analysis had not advised a shock. ZOLL's AED Plus uses the same life-saving real CPR help technology that is designed into all of ZOLL's defibrillators. Medical professionals in many hospitals and emergency services organizations depend on ZOLL's real CPR help to improve CPR quality and ultimately patient outcomes. ZOLL Real CPR help technology has been clinically shown to more than double a cardiac arrest victim's chances of survival. In 2013, the American Heart Association issued a consensus of science statement that recommended the use of CPR feedback devices in every rescue based on data from studies conducted using ZOLL's Real CPR help. Virtually every victim of cardiac arrest requires high-quality chest compressions delivered at the correct rate and depth. This is critical to help circulate oxygenated blood to improve shock success and survival. So how do you know if you're providing high-quality CPR? ZOLL's proprietary Real CPR help is the only technology that can both see and provide real-time feedback on the quality of CPR compressions. The display includes a compression depth indicator that shows CPR compressions in real time as they're being performed. Real-time feedback on CPR compressions allows the rescuer to see the quality of their compressions and make corrections if needed on the very next compression. In addition to the compression depth indicator, the ZOLL AED Plus provides voice and text prompts to remind you to push harder if your compressions are too shallow. If your compressions are at the correct depth, it also provides rescuers with a reassuring good compressions. As previously mentioned, the AED Plus includes text prompts. Text prompts can be useful in noisy environments where voice prompts may be difficult to hear. To further support the rescuer, the user interface on the AED Plus includes large, easy-to-interpret graphic icons. Icons are useful in multilingual environments to help guide rescuers in an emergency. The CPR-D adult electrodes used with the AED Plus are the only AED electrodes with a one-piece design. One-piece electrodes help ensure fast and accurate placement of the pads on a victim. The pads also use a peel-in-place design that minimizes potential mishandling and damage during application. The CPR landmark helps ensure proper hand placement. CPR-D electrodes last an industry-leading 5 years, where most other pads only last 2 years. Batteries for the AED Plus also last 5 years. Longer life consumables reduce the frequency of replacements, which improves readiness and reduces the long-term cost of ownership. The cover of the AED Plus can be used as a passive airway by simply placing it under the victim between the shoulder blades. We are now going to turn on the ZOLL AED Plus to show the exceptional rescuer support and demonstrate the power of real CPR help.
Adult pads. Unit OK. Stay calm. Check responsiveness. Call for help. Open airway. Check breathing. Attach defib pads to patient's bare chest.
The pad package includes a scissor for cutting away clothing. It also includes a patient prep kit with razor, wipes, and other items needed in a rescue. An AED will recommend a shock only about 50% of the time. An unresponsive victim will need CPR nearly 100% of the time. The ZOLL AED Plus can see if CPR has begun and will continue to prompt the rescuer to start CPR. The compression depth indicator shows each compression in real time so that if needed, a correction can be made on the very next compression. If compressions are too shallow, a voice and text prompt will indicate that you need to push harder. If compressions are at the correct depth, as indicated by the bolded bars between the two markers, the ZOLL AED Plus will give an encouraging good compressions. It is not uncommon for rescuers to tire as they do compressions. If they do, they'll again be prompted to push harder.
Push harder.
If you stop compressions, the ZOLL AED Plus can see this and will prompt you to continue CPR.
Continue CPR.
This concludes our presentation of the ZOLL AED Plus. With real CPR help and one-of-a-kind features, it shows that not all AEDs are created equal.
Op de Unipads van ZOLL staan duidelijke diagrammen om ze op de juiste plaats op het slachtoffer te plaatsen. Ook het grote scherm van de AED3 helpt u bij de reanimatie. Als het slachtoffer nu wordt aangeraakt, kan dat de hartanalyse verstoren. De ZOLL AED3 detecteert het hartritme van de patiënt en geeft aan of er een schok nodig is. U volgt gewoon de eenvoudige instructies op het scherm en de gesproken aanwijzingen op. Als een schok wordt aangeraden, zorg dan dat u het slachtoffer niet aanraakt en druk op de knipperende schokknop. Begin meteen met reanimeren. De AED3 van ZOLL geeft alleen een schok als er een schokbaar ritme is gevonden. Daardoor is de AED3 bijzonder veilig om te gebruiken en voelt de hulpverlener zich minder onzeker. Elke patiënt moet goede hartmassage krijgen met het juiste tempo en de juiste diepte. Alleen zo kan het bloed weer gaan stromen en het hart weer een normaal ritme krijgen. De AED3 van ZOLL laat een metronoom of een regelmatige toon horen. Druk de borstkas van het slachtoffer hard in op het ritme van de toon. Met Real CPR Help van ZOLL krijgt u steeds aanwijzingen over wat u moet doen en hoe. Het is de enige AED die de kwaliteit van de reanimatie controleert en zowel gesproken als visuele aanwijzingen geeft bij wat u op dat moment doet. Die begeleiding neemt een deel van de onzekerheid weg bij ongetrainde hulpverleners. De diepte-indicator geeft aan wanneer hulpverleners hoogwaardige reanimatie geven. U krijgt real-time feedback wanneer de borstcompressies niet diep genoeg zijn. Als de compressies niet minstens 5 tot 6 centimeter diep zijn, geeft de AED3 dat aan en krijgt u de instructie druk harder. De AED3 van ZOLL geeft met het bericht goede hartmassage aan dat de hulpverlener op de juiste manier aan het reanimeren is. Ook helpt de metronoom u de 100 tot 120 compressies per minuut te geven die volgens de richtlijnen nodig zijn. Omdat goede reanimatie erg vermoeiend is om te doen, raden de richtlijnen aan om beurten 1 reanimatiecyclus te geven en tussendoor uit te rusten. Het is aangetoond dat Real CPR Help van ZOLL de overlevingskansen van mensen met een plotselinge hartstilstand meer dan verdubbelt. Als de hulpdiensten er zijn, nemen zij de reanimatie over. Zet de AED nog niet uit. Een AED-3 van ZOLL kan de hulpdiensten belangrijke informatie doorgeven, zoals hoe lang geleden de AED-3 is aangekoppeld en hoeveel schokken er zijn gegeven.
Defibrillator testing with hands-free therapy electrodes. Ensure the R series is plugged into AC power and that the one-step cable is connected to unopened one-step electrodes. For hospitals not using one-step electrodes, connect the one-step cable to the side testing port. Turn the unit off for at least 10 seconds. Turn the mode selector to defib. The unit emits a 4-beep tone indicating successful completion of the power-on self-test. Note, if using the R Series Plus, manual mode must be activated. The ECG source appears as pads and ECG size times 1, defib 120 joules selected, and defib pad short appears on the display. The ECG trace appears as a solid line while the one-step cable is connected to either the test port or one-step electrodes. Press the Energy Select buttons to set the energy to 30 joules. Press the Charge button on the front panel. When the Charge Ready tone sounds, press the Energy Select buttons to set the energy to 20 joules. The defibrillator will disarm itself. Press the Energy Select buttons to reset the energy to 30 joules. Note, for testing, the unit discharges the defibrillator only if the energy is set to 30 joules. Press the Charge button on the front panel. When the ready tone sounds, press the Shock button on the front panel until the shock is delivered. The unit displays the message 30 joules test OK and prints a strip chart indicating 30 joules test OK and the delivered energy. If the message 30 joules test failed appears, contact appropriate technical personnel or the ZOLL Technical Service Department.
At ZOLL, our mission is to help all rescuers save more lives. Used by EMS and fire, hospital clinicians, military personnel, and bystanders in airports, schools, and other public venues. Our products empower rescuers everywhere. Founded on the groundbreaking science of Dr. Paul ZOLL, ZOLL has led the market with a commitment to widespread AED and emergency care access, recognition of the importance of high-quality CPR, and incorporation of all aspects of data usage and management. With products for resuscitation, ventilation, data management, acute critical care, and protection and patient management, ZOLL provides a comprehensive set of technologies to help improve patient care and outcomes. Empowering users through data collection and analysis, better access to life-saving tools and devices, clinical advances, and product service and education is what sets ZOLL apart. At ZOLL, the innovation continues, always. Innovating, leading, empowering.
Yes, we have one adult male suspected TBI from RPG blast, abrasions on the side of the head, loss of consciousness, intubated on ventilator. Vital signs are as follows: heart rate 120, blood pressure 137/80, 97% O2 sats, respiratory rate of 15. We're about 2 mics out. Roger that. We're standing by. Look forward to you.